Hello, and welcome to St. Martin in the Fields. I'm Sophie, an alto with St. Martin's Voices, and the theme of today's great sacred music is the composer Benjamin Britten. I'm sure Britten hardly needs an introduction in a place like this, but I'm going to give him one anyway. Not only is he one of the most important British composers of the 20th century, a sort of musical national treasure, but he's also actually been in the news rather recently. Some of you may have seen that a brand new statue of Britten as a child was unveiled in his hometown of Lowestoft just this month, with none other than composer John Rutter and broadcaster Zeb Soanes doing the honours. If that's not the musical equivalent of cutting a ribbon with giant scissors, I honestly don't know what is. Britten was a prolific composer, writing around 1,200 works in his lifetime, and was widely regarded as a musical genius who reshaped modern British music. You just heard us singing Britten's Hymn of St. Columba, written in 1962 to mark the 1,400th anniversary, I was really worried about making sure I said that right, of St. Columba's voyage from Ireland to Iona, where he founded the abbey that became the base of his missionary work in the Scottish Highlands. The premiere of this fiery rhythmic piece was actually less impressive than the voyage, taking place outside in Donegal and apparently rendered almost entirely inaudible at the time by severe winds. The piece is actually scored for four-part choir and organ, driven by a tense, relentless pedal ostinato that recurs throughout. The text, as you heard, is full of thunder, almost like a requiem's dramatic dies irae movement, as St. Columba paints the day of judgment with phrases like day of wrath and vengeance, and day of shadow and dark clouds. Britten began with a unison line that later reappears as a canon between the higher and lower voices, and the whole thing ends with that opening line whispered in trembling awe. So after that little background to Britten, let's get you all singing. It's our tradition here at Great Sacred Music to get you all going with a hymn, which today is Morning Glory, Starlit Sky. It was written by William Hubert Vanstone around 1976, while he was vicar of Kirkholt in Greater Manchester. It's often described as a meditation on the vulnerability of divine and human love. Each verse places something beautiful, like a starlit sky, music, truth, beside something fragile or painful, such as a broken heart, tears, or the aches of pain. Vanstone then manages to fold these together into a single unified vision of God. So there are some extra programs in the center aisle if you haven't managed to pick one up already, and if you need some words. We remain seated as the voices stand to lead us.
Oh
Our next piece is Britten's Hymn to Saint Cecilia, written between 1940 and 1942, and set to words by W.H. Auden. Britten had some good reasons for choosing Saint Cecilia, not least because he was actually born on her feast day. And of course, she is the patron saint of music. Britten actually wrote this piece on his voyage home from America in 1942. New York Customs allegedly confiscated the first section of the manuscript, thinking it to be a secret code. So naturally, Britten simply rewrote it from memory as he voyaged back. The work was first performed later that day on St. Cecilia's Day itself. The piece falls roughly into three contrasting sections. The opening has a ground bass figure which is started by the tenors and then later shared with the basses, while the upper voices float above in flowing compound time phrases that feel almost hymn-like. The second section is a whirlwind scherzo marked to be sung extremely fast, extremely soft, and with really crisp diction, which is a little demanding, but it really is quite thrilling. The final part opens with a slightly menacing ostinato in the basses, over which Britten layers contrapuntal writing in the upper voices. There are 4 soloists from each voice section that deliver lines in a recitative style over held chordal chords. And eventually, the familiar opening melody returns and draws the piece to a soft close. So here it is now, Britten's Hymn to Saint Cecilia.
Like a I am
your turn to sing again, this time with the hymn, Angel Voices Ever Singing. The text is by Francis Pott, an Anglican priest and fellow of Worcester College, Oxford. Pott wrote this hymn in 1861, and it was published a few years later in the People's Hymnal. The hymn explores how human creativity, music, art, and craftsmanship becomes an offering to God, reflecting divine beauty. It begins by inviting human voices to join the eternal song of the angels and moves through images of how earthly creativity mirrors heavenly glory and ends in a prayer that all human artistry might be consecrated for God. The melody, by Pott's friend and collaborator Edwin George Monk, is bold and processional, so please do join in with gusto. As before, we remain seated as the voices stand to lead us. We've almost come to the end of Great Sacred Music today. On your way out, there is an opportunity for you to donate, which helps us to continue developing our music program here at St. Martin's. If you haven't got cash, please don't worry. You can find other ways to give on the back of your sheet. We have handy little card readers floating around as well. There's no escaping. Please join us next week for Great Sacred Music at the same time, same place. And if you're really keen, you can actually listen to this again on catch-up on our streaming platform, stmartins.digital. And you can also join us on Sundays for choral classics at 3:15 p.m. There's actually 2 of these left in November, and then there's this kind of funny small thing called Christmas that starts to happen in December. So we end up kind of gearing up for our Christmas season then. So, we finished today's Great Sacred Music with Britten's Jubilate in C, composed in 1961 for St. George's Chapel, Windsor, at the request of the Duke of Edinburgh. It later became a favourite of his and was performed for both his 80th and 90th birthdays, and eventually was played at his funeral in 2021. The piece is a setting of Psalm 100, "O be joyful in the Lord," and acts as a companion to Britten's Te Deum in C. Full of lively syncopated organ writing, imitative entries, and antiphonal choral exchanges, it really embodies Britten's unmistakable compositional style. Its fervour and energy make it actually one of his most frequently performed liturgical works. So to finish, this is Jubilate in C by Benjamin Britten. Thank you for joining us today.
True.